A story begins inside an SUV where we see a girl slowly waking up. Her name is Yomi. With her is her husband, Matthew. Yomi looks around and notices the entire car is buried in snow. She tries to clear the snow and open the door, but nothing works. At that moment, Matthew also wakes up. He tries to start the car, but the engine won't start. Yomi's phone has no signal, so they can't call anyone for help. The doors won't open either because the whole car is trapped under the snow. Last night, they were driving on this road toward their hotel. Suddenly, a terrible snowstorm started. Matthew pulled the car over to the side of the road, but they made a mistake. Both of them fell asleep. Now, waking up, they realize the entire vehicle is buried under snow. They have no idea whether the storm outside has stopped or is still raging. Yomi is 6 months pregnant, so the cold is even more dangerous for her. They hope a car will pass by, see them, and rescue them, but they don't know that there is no road outside anymore. Everything is buried under snow. They have very little food and 2 bottles of water. They divide the food into small portions to make it last longer. After checking, they realize they have food for only 12 days. Yomi wants to break the door and go outside, but Matthew refuses. According to him, if the storm is still going on, they won't be able to take even 2 steps. And Yomi is pregnant, so taking risks is dangerous. So both of them decide to stay inside the car. 3 days pass like this. No one passes by. A single candle keeps them warm, and the little food keeps them going. Yomi keeps insisting they should go outside, but Matthew doesn't agree. They argue about it. Matthew eats very little so he can give more food to Yomi. One day, Yomi drinks water but forgets to tighten the cap properly. The bottle is left in front, Matthew's hand hits it by accident, and a lot of water spills. He gets angry because water is extremely precious for them. After a while, he apologizes because he knows Yomi needs care in this condition. Suddenly, they hear footsteps on the car roof. Hope arises in their hearts. They scream for help, but the sound starts moving away. They realize it wasn't a person, it was a wild animal. Their hope collapses again. Matthew lights the candle and starts melting the snow on the window to collect water, thinking ahead. If the food runs out, they will survive by eating snow. As the snow melts, the window opens slightly, giving them a little relief. Meanwhile, Yomi is using her phone. Suddenly, it slips from her hand. The battery comes out. She quickly puts it back and turns the phone on. She sees the signal is back. She immediately calls her father. "We are stuck somewhere in the snow. We need help. I don't know the location." Right after the call ends, the phone dies. The battery is completely drained. Matthew gets angry. "Why didn't you give the phone to me? I could have given the exact location." But now, nothing can be done. 2 more days pass. Yomi says again, "Let's break the window and go outside." Matthew says, "If you go out, you won't be able to walk 2 steps. 11 days pass like this. Yomi almost loses hope. She says, "I want to write my last letter to say goodbye to everyone." Matthew gets angry and says, "We are going to survive." Suddenly, they hear the sound of a vehicle. A snow clearing machine has arrived. They scream for help, but the driver cannot hear anything from inside the snow-buried car, and he drives away. Matthew breaks down. Yomi comforts him. More days pass. Now it has been 15 days. The food is gone. Only a little water is left. Matthew melts snow through that half-open window to make drinking water. At night, Yomi's condition becomes extremely bad. She starts having severe abdominal pain and loses control of herself. Because of the pain, she pulls out the car's headrest and tries to break the glass. Matthew wakes up in shock and says, "You need to stay calm. Your labor has started." Neither Matthew nor Yomi knows anything about delivering a baby. Even then, Matthew holds her hand and says, "Be brave. Nothing will happen. We are going to save the baby." With Matthew's help, Yomi gives birth to a baby girl right inside that frozen car. They name her Olivia because the name Olivia contains live, a symbol of life. Matthew firmly believes they are all going to make it out alive. Yomi had broken the side window with the headrest, and now freezing air is pouring inside the car. Today marks 20 days in that vehicle. All food is finished. They survive by eating snow. The cold is so intense that Matthew removes his own jacket and wraps it around his newborn daughter. But without the jacket, Matthew's body temperature drops. He develops a fever. He falls asleep with that fever, and the next morning, Matthew dies. Yaomi breaks down when she sees her husband's lifeless body. She screams and cries in agony, but she has one remaining strength, her newborn child. She needs food to stay alive, but there is nothing left. She ends up eating pages from her own diary. 24 days have passed. She even takes clothes off Matthew's body just to get a little warmth. On the 24th day, as she lies inside the car completely exhausted, the sun suddenly comes out. Sunlight melts the snow, and a drop of water falls onto Yaomi's face from the roof. She realizes the snow outside is melting. She wastes no time. She pushes away the snow and climbs out of the car with her baby. She bids a final goodbye to her husband, but her test is not over yet. The moment she steps outside, a snowstorm begins again. She has two choices: go back into the car or walk forward. But going back means certain death, so she gathers her strength and walks forward with Olivia. Her body is weak, but the power of a mother keeps her moving. She walks the entire day, but sees nothing but endless snow. Then she notices a plane in the sky. She begins walking in the direction the plane is going. The path is difficult, but it is the right choice. It turns out that direction was a shortcut. Suddenly, a hotel appears in front of her. She reaches it. From there, Yaomi and her daughter Olivia are rushed to a hospital. Both of them suffer from dehydration, hypothermia, and severe weakness. Treatment begins, and both survive. Experts later say that Yaomi and Olivia lived because of the igloo effect. The car, buried under snow, trapped a small amount of heat inside, which kept them alive. That means Matthew's decision to stay inside the car was the right one. Later, Yaomi writes a book about these terrifying 24 days and dedicates it to her husband, Matthew. The 2020 film Centigrade is based on this book and on the true story of Yaomi, Matthew, and their daughter, Olivia.